All right, now let's move on to the next thing people have been watching. And this is where people start watching Stephanie herself because the conversation about whether she's pregnant or not is back. This is happening because of how Stephanie has been looking in her recent videos, especially her TikTok shop videos. A lot of people have been analyzing her belly and speculating that she might have gotten pregnant. At the same time, viewers have also noticed she's been pretty obsessed with taking care of herself and she's been pushing a lot of excess skin products on her TikTok shop.
The resilient Jenkins are pregnant. Now, did you guys see this video Stephanie posted? It says real realistic life as a mom of 8 living in a motel. Did you guys make a bathroom baby? Now, over the last couple of days, people have been speculating if Stephanie is pregnant because in the last few of her videos that she's posted, she's holding her belly. I don't like to assume unless there are very clear, obvious signs. And I was thinking maybe this could be a typo, I don't know. But maybe she meant as a family of 8 and she's expecting because they're already a family of 7. I mean, if she's pregnant, she knows what she's doing because you get plenty of resources when you're homeless and pregnant. But to irresponsibly put another child in the situation is crazy. Mind you, there's only two places they could possibly even make a child: the Jetta or the bathroom. Oh my god.
Now, to be fair, this could also just be bloating or something hormonal. We don't know. This is speculation. But people are reacting strongly because if she is pregnant, they see it as a catastrophe at this point. Because you're talking about a family that, by her own content, is already struggling, already lacking money to feed the family, and they are in a motel, one room with 7 people. Adding an eighth member to the chaos would feel like torture to these kids in people's eyes. And viewers are already saying the kids are being neglected to the point where the 10-year-old has to babysit the baby right now. Viewer concern. So people are like, how would another baby help? It wouldn't. It would only make them even more miserable than they already are. And yet, people also say they can't put it past Stephanie and Drew to have more kids because, in the public's words, they have a breeding kink and they already decided to have more kids than they could afford to take care of. That phrasing is coming from online commentary, not confirmed facts, but the point is, people don't trust them to make responsible choices. So the best case scenario is this is just bloating or hormonal changes and nothing more. Because otherwise, it's really not okay. So where we are now is people aren't looking at this like, oh, she made a mistake. They're looking at it like, no, this feels calculated. Because the way it played out, it's giving take the help, hide the help, then act offended that anyone noticed the help.
Y'all looking at this girl's stomach and y'all asking me if she's pregnant. Guys, I am not a clear blue digital. I have no idea. I don't even be knowing when I'm pregnant. I don't know if this girl is pregnant or not. It's possible she's bloating. We don't know if this girl still get a period or not. But I cannot say whether she is or isn't. What I will say though, y'all all up in her comments asking her if she's expecting, especially when she just received and just showed y'all 3 compression shirts that she received as a sample. Now she's gonna be wearing them 3 compression shirts in every video. If she is pregnant, she's gonna try to hide it for as long as she can, just because y'all already on her SSA. But I will tell y'all what I do think is coming. I seen on her Facebook, she's posting photos and video clips of the gaming chair, and it's pretty beat up.
And the first thing people keep circling back to is the wishlist denial. Because if supporters bought gifts off that wish list, the normal human reaction is, thank you. That is it. Simple. But instead, Stephanie posts that message basically saying if a wish list isn't Drew's name or hers, it's not them. They didn't post it. They won't post one. And to be careful because it's probably someone spamming. Those are her words. So when people later think they spot wishlist items in her space, it makes the denial look not just wrong, but intentional. That's why a lot of viewers read it like this. The donations were fine when they were rolling in, but being publicly linked to a wish list was the part she didn't want. So she distances herself from it, calls it spam, and now she can still benefit while acting like she never asked. That is how people are reading the move, especially because viewers also claim the delivery address matched where the Jenkins live, and then items that look like the same wish list purchases show up in her cleaning reset video. Viewer claim. And then there is the second angle people won't let go of because it's the part that feels extra weird. Stephanie has said they didn't get things for the kids on Christmas because of inflation, not having space, and saving money for housing. So some viewers feel like the denial wasn't just about avoiding controversy, it was about protecting the we got nothing storyline. Like, if you admit supporters helped, you lose that sad little angle that brings sympathy and maybe more help later. That is not confirmed, it's speculation. But it's the exact reason people keep saying this story feels like a performance. And this is the part where people get ruthless because they're like, you don't get to stand there and talk about hardship while also trying to pretend the help didn't happen, while also leaving the alleged receipts sitting right there in your own background. That is not a misunderstanding, that is a strategy. Or it's sloppy. Either way, it's a mess. Then there is the bigger pattern people keep pointing to. And it's not even about the wish list anymore. It's about priorities. Viewers say when Stephanie is posting TikTok shop content, what we keep seeing is stuff for Stephanie and Drew. Skincare products, red light therapy, and she even highlighted getting a laser shaver and said it had been better for Drew. Meanwhile, people say they haven't really seen much going towards the kids. So the way it lands for a lot of viewers is the kids' needs get the speeches, but Stephanie and Drew get the actual shopping cart. And to be clear, I am not claiming we know their full bank statements or every purchase they have made. I am saying this how people are connecting the dots based on what was posted, what was said, and what viewers claim they have seen, because the public doesn't trust the storytelling anymore.
I think I know what's going to be top of the list of priorities coming real soon. I think we can expect to see a new gaming chair real soon. I mean, she could always just buy a cover for the gaming chair. You know, there's some like even padded covers. Like she can cover all of that right up. You just put it on. I, they have them for cars. They definitely have them for gaming chairs. Do I think that's the route they're going to go? Because why buy a cover when you can just buy a whole new gaming chair? It's important. She needs it for King Daddy's back. Y'all know his back be hurting him. He can't be when he don't got proper back support. He can't walk, and if he can't walk, he can't go to work, and if he can't go to work, he can't go to court. So I definitely think they finna get a new gaming chair. She also showed off several products that she's trying to sell. Majority of them were for her. I think I only seen like one or two products that was for the kids, and of course she needed to show us that very expensive looking shaver that is for Drew. She was like, it's for her man so that he can, refresh his bald. He already looks like a bowling ball. As soon as I saw the shaver,
Okay, big picture time. The fallout is that none of this is building trust. If anything, it's making people feel like the same patterns are still happening. Because the New Year promise was different, but viewers are saying they aren't seeing that. They are seeing Stephanie still spending money on what they view as irrelevant items instead of things that would actually improve the kids' quality of life. And they're seeing Drew and Stephanie still being the priority. And on top of that, housing still doesn't look close. Because Drew mentioned last month that they still had 8 months in homelessness. So to viewers, that alone shows they aren't even in a rush to find a way out of the motel. And then there is the most serious part, the kids. Right now, we don't even know how her kids are currently living. The last time people checked, the baby had 3 seizures in less than a week, and she had fallen off the bed. Viewers were also alarmed because they say Stephanie and Drew kept pulling her out of the hospital without knowing exactly what had been going on. We are not diagnosing anything here. We are sticking to what was described and what people have been reacting to. People hope the baby is doing okay. But viewers also say if anything is wrong with the kids, Stephanie couldn't care less, based on the pattern they believe they have seen. And one example people bring up is how the public was the one that had to bring up the baby's crossed eyes to her before she noticed or took it seriously.
Think about was why you ain't got no hair, man? And then I think one of the saddest things I saw was like she was like, "Oh, this is for the kids, but they not gonna be able to open this until we move because I don't want beads all over the place." And Drew already done told us that they plan on staying there for another 6 months or so. So those kids ain't gonna be able to play with whatever that is for 6 months. And that's if they still keep track of it. Who's to say they're not gonna lose it? Put it in the storage, get it out the store. Who knows what they're gonna do with that thing for 6 months? Y'all just gonna put it to the side for 6 months. Okay. But yeah, that's my answer, y'all. I don't know if that girl pregnant or not. Y'all gonna have to ask her or Drew or her OBGYN, whatever the case may be. That's between them two. Three. Whoever. I don't know. But I don't know. I guess we all just gonna have to just wait and see.
So if they are off social media now, part of that could be good. Less exposure, less pressure, less content farming. But the question people are still asking is, does being off social media mean the kids are actually doing better? Or does it just mean we can't see what's happening? Can we bet on this? Can we really believe that now that her kids are off social media, she is no longer neglecting them? Bottom line, here's where I land. The wish list situation is embarrassing because Stephanie's denial was clear, and then her own words made people feel like they were right all along. Kids getting toys is good. The alleged lying and gaslighting around it is what people can't stand. And the bigger issue is the same one it's always been. If you keep lying, taking zero accountability, and putting yourself and your man first, people are not going to trust you, especially when kids are involved. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think she denied the wish list on purpose to get away with the donations? Or do you think it really wasn't theirs and this is all a coincidence? Let's discuss in the comments. Like and subscribe to keep updated on more to come.